Hi,
You.
everybody. We're doing episode 4 of Sober. We have with us today Doug and Jessica Conrad. They have an amazing love story. They have withstand active addiction together and made it through into their recovery. And I'm sorry, guys. We are running late today. I had some technical difficulties. They had some technical difficulties, but we got it figured out.
We're
Finally,
old.
so I'm a little bit nervous. But we I am so excited to tell this story. I actually spoke with them for the first time yesterday, and we had amazing conversation. We went on for almost 45 minutes, and just they are truly amazing people. They have turned their life around. They both come from a life from a very young age of drug use and just a history of addiction in their family, and they have changed the cycle. So we're going to hear from them a little bit and hear their story and the amazing things they're doing today. Can
Hi.
you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. So go ahead. Whoever wants to start, if you guys want to tell a little bit about your story, and then we'll take some comments and stuff. If anybody, I don't know if anybody is watching, but
I started out pretty young. I kind of I grew up around alcoholics and addicts my entire life. I started off probably around 12 using pretty much every day. And, of course, it started with weed and drinking. And then it just throughout the years progressed to harder things that, you swear you would never try.
Yeah.
But as it progressed, become a lifestyle for me, like I always felt like I didn't belong. I was always made to feel less than. And once I started getting into drugs, I found where I fit in. And then it seems like once I started trafficking in drugs, I found a place where I belonged, where people acted like they needed me and acted like they wanted me. So I carried that with me for about 30 years. I'm 2 trafficking cases in, persistent felon offender, several felony possessions, a couple of gun cases. It's just been an ongoing thing. I've been sentenced to over 20 years to the state of Kentucky. Uh, but thank goodness the state of Kentucky, you don't do all your time. So I think the longest bid I ever did was 3.5 on a 12-year trafficking case that I caught out of Moorhead.
that's still a long time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's enough to see things change. And I swore up and down I wasn't going to do it when I got out, and I think I was high the same night I got out. And then I went through the probation and parole most of my life, and I would convince them I wasn't an addict. I'd convince substance use counselors I wasn't an addict. Um, like if I failed a drug test, I could convince them that I just had a relapse. And just a master manipulator. That's what we are.
It was a lot easier to do back then too.
Yes.
Yeah, it gets exhausting keeping up with all of our lies, don't it?
Amen. Yeah.
Man, it really does. Yeah, that's what my life was one big lie. And honestly, it was so much that I'd begin lying to myself and believing my own lies. There was a thin line between what was real and what wasn't.
Absolutely. I know when I got clean, I had to reinvent my entire reality. Like I had to figure out what lies I told myself were true, or what was lies. Like I had to completely figure out who I was as a person, learn what people were supposed to do, and like what is real, because what has been not only what I made myself believe, but what was instilled in me at a young age, like
Yes.
was not right. Like I know we talked a little bit yesterday. I told you guys that like I was probably 13 or 14 years old before I knew that like everybody's parents didn't do drugs, that was not like normal. And that, yeah, we went to my friend's house and their parents would like cook dinner and take us out and pay attention to us. And it was completely different from what I had known my whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I shared with when I was talking to you yesterday. Like it took me a lot of years to realize my life wasn't normal. And then even as an adult, like I carried on with the negative behaviors, and it took me many years, honestly, just until just a few years ago, to realize how messed up I was, and to realize how much damage had been caused. Some of it I caused myself, and some
Brandon,
of
leave
it
him alone.
wasn't.
Sorry,
But,
guys.
yeah. Oh, you're all right.
Both of my parents, my mom did not use drugs ever. But my dad did. He was an alcoholic, but she gave him an ultimatum when we were really young to it was either the drinking or us. So he quit drinking and switched over to drugs. He was involved in drug activity as a teenager himself and stuff. So, uh, but he had a lot of mental issues. Mom had a lot of mental issues that he caused. You know, he was abusive in almost every way. Physically, mentally, emotionally, he was abusive. And I don't know, when we were about, I don't know, I was like 16 or 17. My brother was about 19 when they divorced after about 20 years of marriage. And he was losing, you know, we were growing out of the house and stuff. And I guess he was afraid of losing everybody. So he started giving me pills and things. And before I knew it, I was an addict before I knew what an addict was. But myself, I also had started drinking and things, you know, at a very early age. About, I think 14 is the first time I actually remember taking a drink. And then by my senior year, I was drinking every single night, you know. So that's kind of how, where I got to where I was. But yeah, it's been a process now. Trying to, I'll have 2 years in October and like, trying to figure out who I am without drugs and alcohol has been a journey. It's been all kinds of emotions, you know, just trying to figure out now at 44 years old, what am I supposed to do with my life? You know, what's my next chapter look like?
How to live a normal life.
How to be normal, live normal.
We're-
Yeah,
But
what is normal? Yeah, like you
yeah,
guys really are an inspiration. We have people commenting on TikTok saying you guys are awesome, and
oh,
just,
cool.
I really think that you're good. I know that I got different screens up. You guys ever think that I'm like not paying attention? I am just checking comments on other,
You're
you know,
fine.
everywhere else.
We
But
understand.
like I cannot believe, like, I want to talk a little bit about like the struggle you guys told me. And of course you don't have to share anything live that you don't want to, but about when you were both in recovery and you were in separate facilities and
Mhm.
you guys still made it work. Like, and everyone was telling you guys that it wouldn't work, and you
Yeah,
said screw them, you know?
absolutely. Yeah.
You know, that's one reason, like we had talked about, you know, doing this podcast, and that was one reason because there was a long time we wouldn't get clean because everybody, the first time we tried to get clean, everybody told us we wouldn't make it.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons we didn't try very hard, because we wanted to be together.
Yeah, I mean that was the most important thing, really, to me anyway. I know that drugs take over your life and they run every aspect of your life. You know, you have to work around your addiction. But that was the one thing I was sure of. You know, we were told that if we both don't get clean, if we both can't get clean, then we have a 0% chance of making it as a married couple.
And even if we did, it was still very slim.
Right. So for a long time, we didn't even consider really getting clean. We had talked about it, but we both knew that if we both weren't ready, it probably wasn't going to work.
And
So,
she was ready way before I was. Like she kept telling me, you know, you need to shut it down, you need to stop, you know,
yeah.
you're going to go to jail, which of course she's usually always right, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I had the epiphany one day that meth was going to be the end of us, and I
Yeah,
told him that, and
it got
and
pretty
it
wild.
daggone almost did. I mean, it took us into deeper depths of darkness than I ever honestly.
But
I get emotional talk about it, but I would have never. I feel like
but
it changed me as a person.
Yeah, absolutely. Once you do things like when we're in our active addiction and we do things that like terrible things, and it changes us because now we have to live with that forever, and it's hard. It's so hard. I think every addict experiences something like that where you get to the point where you realize that I'm not the same person that I was, and there is
Right.
no going back, completely. Like we can change and we can work to be better and work to, to help and repay our debt, but we can't take that stuff back. And it will never revert back as a person completely how we were.
And it was like, for me, like I'd been going for so long, like I honestly didn't know who I was. I've always been an addict.
Right.
I've always trafficked in drugs. So for me, it was, we'll get back to what you were asking. I'm sorry. But
No, look, we're
for
fine.
me,
We
it
got
was
time.
learning to live a whole nother life. Like I knew when I got out this time that I wanted to be clean.
Yeah.
And that's why we chose a sober living, in which we were in bad terms anyway, because when I left her with the world a mess. And I left her with 2 kids with no way to feed them, when she was working at the time when I went in.
Yeah, we were getting kicked out of our apartment, our 1-room apartment with no kitchen, a shared bathroom
that we rented off of a cop, and I'm trafficking drugs out of it. And
God, how was that when he came to collect his rent every month? Nervous?
Well, he wasn't.
It was interesting. Yeah, like I'd paid him with rubber banded up ones, and he'd tell me about traffic and to cut it out, and I'd be like, "Oh, it ain't my traffic." And
just dumb stuff, just all the.
So I just want to say real quick, guys, we have comments. Everyone is saying they love you. I don't know if you know David McCartney, but he says he's been through the bad and the good with you guys. He's watching.
Yeah, he sure has.
He's followed me. He's followed me now for probably 25 years.
He's good people.
He's recently in recovery too. Sorry to put you on the blast, David.
It's all right.
But
we welcome everybody here. We want everybody here. I don't care if you're 1 minute in recovery. You're welcome here.
But when I got out, I went to the sober living, and she I was working at SRG, which is a factory, and it was 612s.
Yeah.
And like I never got to see the kids. I never got to see. We seen each other as much as we could.
Every day. He was in the sober living, and we weren't allowed to live there. They don't have, like, I guess family sober livings is starting to be a thing, but it would have been amazing back then as well. And me and the boys were in a shelter, but we came over every single day and spent just as much time as possible with Doug, because we're a family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we cannot be away from each other. We just
like I've done time ever since in my adult life. I've done time here and there, and I'd get out and be out for a little while. I've basically been on parole since '99 up until recently, and this by far was the hardest time I'd ever done, having a wife and kids out there. And
I was bitter.
She was mad. Bitter ain't the word. She was mad.
I wasn't. For the first time in our marriage, I was starting to ponder whether or not we would still be together. But that being said, I've always said since day one that I was going to be married to Doug Conrad for the rest of my life. I've always seen him.
She was a little stalkerish.
For the person. I used to get so mad at the rest of the world because they didn't see the Doug Conrad that I saw. I knew who he was on the inside, and who he is today. He's finally able to show.
She's always seen a version of me that I could never see, and
I knew his heart.
Like, and there come a time in my life before I went to jail that I didn't want to live anymore, to be honest with you.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I don't know if we could talk about stuff like that on here.
We can talk about whatever you want. Look, if anybody watching at Facebook or TikTok or anybody shuts us down, we are always on the Podbean app, Apple Podcasts, Boom Play, Player FM, and Listen Notes. Check us out over there. I am starting, not to cut you guys off and steal the spotlight, but on next Friday, I'm starting a series on Friday evenings, just on the podcast platforms where we can be explicitly, because Facebook and TikTok, they may shut us down. I don't know, but I'm streaming to, like, I have www.feralbutsober.podbean.com and www.feralbutsober@onestream.live. So we got it covered. If someone shuts us down, we're somewhere else. Like, I want us to be able to talk about whatever we want. Hey, everybody watching, people are saying, hey, we got this. They believe in us. Your story, I was so excited. Like, when you guys agreed to do this segment, I was so freaking excited to tell your, like, who does not love a love story with a happy ever ending? Like,
it's been an ugly love story, to be honest.
It's not been the prettiest by far, but it is a love story nonetheless. You won't be seeing us on Lifetime anytime soon.
Hey, but it's a real love story. That's real life. And this ain't no fairy tale. The world is not a movie. Like, you guys found each other. I want to talk about the fact that, you guys said, when I guess you had got a divorce and Doug had just got out of prison, and you guys messaged each other on Facebook, and you said that you knew right away, like you were like,
Yeah, his life was
I'm
over.
going to be married to him, forever. Like, this is it.
Yeah.
And like,
It was-
it's so crazy how God does stuff, like when my dad always said it to me. My dad, God rest his soul, he's gone now, but he always told me, when you know, you know. And I believe that fully, because like I said, I met my husband in June. We got married in December, and we had our first kid the next July, all within the first year. Like,
Yeah.
so
It,
like,
It is sometimes.
it was kind of like that for us. Like once we got together, we were together.
Yeah.
And we separated for a little while because of my insecurities. Like I never grew up knowing how to love someone. There was no affection in my life.
We were never separate, but
and
we
that's
were
something that
separate.
something that I struggled with, and I still do to this day. And but I do want to say though, like what I was just saying, I got to a point in my life to where I didn't want to be here anymore. I felt like I was more of a burden on everybody and that's because I was so far gone and I couldn't quit, or I wouldn't quit, I'll say. And my goal was to push everybody away, and I just could not push her away. It was like no matter what I did, she wouldn't go away, which now that I look back, I'm so thankful for, because I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you today.
Hey, you know what they say about the crazy women? They say they're the best to keep around.
Ain't-
Loyal, like
Yeah. Yeah.
But
we
yeah,
all
that
got a
day,
little crazy in us, right?
Just
right?
because I knew I was right,
But
When you know, you know. I said,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I got out from doing that 3.5 years, and when I got out, like it's lonely when you go in that long and you come out, especially when you just been doing drugs your whole life. Like everybody forgets you, everybody leaves you, and I seen her, I seen her light up on Messenger or Facebook or something, and I sent her a message, and I was like, "Hey, won't you and your husband come pick me up? Let's go do something." And she was like, "Oh, well, we got a
Yeah,
divorce,
because it used to be.
but I'll still
our
come
drug
get you." I was like, "All right."
He said, I'm coming, and
It's
I'm
so
never
funny.
leaving. Like,
No,
I'll
yeah.
find you.
No matter. Yeah. No
Which
matter
that's
how hard he
been
tried.
what 14 years ago, and
Yeah.
like we've done a lot of growing just in the past.
Oh Lord. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, since we started going to church and we built relationships with God,
Yes.
because all this is because of God. Like
Yeah.
a couple years ago, you'd have never heard me say that.
No.
Like I'd have laughed in your face if you told me I'm where I'm at today.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I was gonna say, you guys told me that you guys attend a recovery church, and I had never
Yes.
heard of that. And that's crazy. That's amazing, like crazy amazing to me, that you guys have such a dedicated group of people that commit their lives both to God and recovery. And
Yeah, shout
It's
out to our Apostle Paula Wilson and Redeemed Outreach and Recovery on 309 Wood Street, Maysville, Kentucky, because I'm telling you what, we went in to that church, and it's a spirit-filled church, and they do nothing but just lift you up and champion you, uh,
They're
build you up, that, she's discipling all of us.
I'm-
She's teaching us so much, so we can go out and help other people, bring other people to salvation, because where we're at right now is all God,
and
100%.
I've got to say, like I know we talked about it, but there was a whole lot of my family that I had to step away from.
Yeah.
And Redeemed Outreach stepped in when,
Yes.
like I think we discussed it yesterday. Like we were clean, but we were getting nowhere. We were
Right. We still weren't really feeling
I
all
was
that
still
better.
sick.
We were stagnant. Yeah, we were still our
And
spirit was
Redeemed
still
Outreach
sick.
stepped in and filled that void that was missing in our life,
Showed us how
and showed us how to
get a better connection with God. And since that's happened, it's like we've been on a rocket ship, and we're still soaring, because just all the blessings that come in, and all the things that we get to do to help with our community and our church events, like outreaches and things. It's just
my whole life is helping people from daylight to dark, every day, all day. Like I've got things to do the rest of the day. I've got things to do tomorrow, and
this is what we
like
prayed for. So
yeah, sometimes you got to
no
watch.
idle hands for you, huh? No idle hands for you guys, huh?
Oh
No,
no.
no, because honestly, that's a good point. I mean, they say, what do they say? Idle hands are the devil's playground.
Yeah,
So I mean, when you're sitting around bored and stuff, it's a dangerous place to be. So
absolutely.
you, in order to keep what you have, you got to give it back. So
Yeah. And you got to
that's,
work.
yeah, yeah,
And I've got to say, even through all these years of addiction, because we had what 10 years of addiction together.
together,
But
yeah,
between all that, I helped raise my stepchildren who are amazing. They're not kids anymore, but but they're amazing. They show me the utmost respect. They taught me how to love, and
yeah.
then our kids are very respectful. Our two sons, and like I don't know how they've turned out the way they have. I guess like
We were doing something right with them. Respect is a big deal, so we wanted to, teach them respect. You know,
Absolutely. And that does say something about you guys that, even in your active addiction, because I know you guys aren't, you don't have very much like clean time in. So if your kids, they're that old, you guys must have at least been doing something right, trying to.
and I mean,
we
don't
just love
don't
them.
get us wrong. Like I was that dad. Like I there's no shame in my life today because I don't have to lie about anything. But I was that dad that would throw my kids in the back of the car and we'd go deliver dope. My son's been through a house raid. We've dealt with social services 2 or 3 times.
Yeah,
Uh, like it wasn't like I said, it wasn't a pretty love story, but we've survived a lot that
yeah,
a
a
lot of
lot.
I feel a lot of other couples wouldn't have made it through. Like we were told to separate by social services.
Yeah, yeah. It's been a journey to say the
Yeah.
least. But you know,
But today, like the people that are in our lives, like I'm going to give a shout out to Jonathan Gay, the Commonwealth
yeah,
Attorney
yes,
for this
absolutely.
area. He goes out of his way to show his support for the recovery community, and
Hmm.
like he's
He
really
shows up,
there, and he shows up, and he comes to drug court cookouts with his family, and just something different. And he's trying to make a difference. And
and he is, because that's a huge boost.
she left.
Are we still alive? No. Oh, we must have got kicked off or something. Where's my vape? Gosh, oh yeah, I needed to tell her about if they hear her dog snoring.
I don't know if we're still live or not.
Okay, here she is. Okay.
I don't know what happened. You froze, but I was talking about you guys. I know you guys have two best friends that are also in recovery that you guys are also in active addiction with, and I
Yes.
think it's amazing. And I don't know if they want to say their names. So I didn't say anything,
Yeah, they
but
Oh,
don't
I
care.
will put him on blast. Mr. David Tribble
last
And his
yeah,
wife,
and his wife Anna Tribble.
Anna Hardyman Pribble. Yes.
They are they're the reason that we're in church. They invited us to the church one time and we never quit going. And
Yeah.
I honestly I'll be quiet here in just one second.
You
But
don't know.
I honestly I seen how much joy they had in their life. Like we were clean, but there was no joy. Like I would go to work, come home and go straight to
Yeah.
bed and sleep because it was depression, I guess.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but if I didn't see the joy that they had in their lives and like we all go way back, like
Mhm.
and
Yeah. I mean, way back.
yeah, you want to explain that, Ness?
It's kind of everybody else thinks it's weird but us. But okay, so I've known Doug since we've known each other since middle school. I've known Anna since like 94 or 5, and we were best friends through high school. And then I got married to my first husband, had kids, and Doug and Anna ended up dating for like 5 years.
Something like
Yeah,
5, 6.
wow.
I don't know. It's a blur.
We were all in active addiction together. When I met David in active addiction through Doug, and
But
I
just
don't
look,
know. Me and Anna are always going to be best friends no matter what. It's not.
yeah,
It's not weird. We're secure in
and
our relationships and
absolutely.
our faith in God.
they're our best friends, and
Yeah.
it's like I I feel blessed to have someone in my life that we shared a lot of things together through life.
Yeah.
and to still have that person in my life that I could speak to. And like I joke around all the time and I'm like, I thought after 20 years you wouldn't be able to tell me what to do anymore. But she'll still put me in my
tells
place.
us both what to do. Honestly, her and Doug came to the hospital when I had my first child, Katie. They came to the hospital to see us, So I mean, it doesn't just because you're exes and things like that. It doesn't have to be weird or hostile or anything,
And there's so many of our friends today that are in recovery. Like they tell you to change your person, places, and things. I changed my places or people, and but something kept calling me back home. And I think it's all the years of being out there in the madness. And I wanted to show people that there's another life out there that is possible, because I didn't know myself.
No,
I didn't feel like I deserved it. All the things I've done out there, all the substances I put on the streets, and all the, and it's just too, but anyway, I'm sorry.
you're fine.
But I wanted to come back home. So I worked recovery for a year and a half, and I got my peer support. That was like my main goal when I got out. And they tell you to set goals. And I had somebody else, he worked, Jamie Whaley. I'm going to put him on blast too.
He's good people too.
He said, set you some goals. And I seen him, I don't know, a couple months later, and he was like, have you reached those goals? And I'm like, man, I've exceeded those goals.
Yeah,
like,
beyond.
I don't even know what to expect anymore. God just keeps blessing us and blessing us.
Yeah. And we're not special. What he can do for us, he can do for anybody else.
Absolutely.
You just have to get, a lot of people say, oh, I don't like religion and stuff. We're not religious, but you need to have that spiritual connection. That's why it's in all the steps,
Like I said, 4 years ago, my son asked me what the building with the big T on it was.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't.
And it took me 2 or 3 days to realize he was talking about a church. So, and now we're leadership in our church, in leadership in our church, and our kids come to church. And
well,
when they're home,
we're working on that, but they do come quite a bit.
Tough, man.
It's an environment for them, so but. Zane's all about it, of course, but we're getting it's very important that we instill that into their lives, so that they can, even if one day they can stray, like I did, I strayed, but God will call you back,
Absolutely. So, God knows what He's doing, guys.
Amen.
And I'm not anything on anybody, but just that's that's what I believe, and I think that He takes care of us, and He knows. Like I was talking to my daughter the other day about she's actually going to get saved this weekend and tomorrow, and we were talking about it, and she said her preacher had told her something along the lines of like God has to ask you to be saved or something, and she was very confused because she thought like I don't know, and I was like talking about how He calls to you, and I just think. It just put me in mind of you guys, how you said like right away you knew, and you guys like did not give up even when everybody you said like your therapists and counselors at your facilities were telling you like you have like no % chance, and you guys were like
and we had people that were like, when I went to jail, people would make up things and tell her, and
it was ridiculous.
People would make up things when I got out.
They want you to fail. They do.
Like today I try to watch the things I do. I try to watch the things I do because I know that they're, and this might sound conceited or whatever, but I don't mean it like that. But I know people are watching. Either they're watching to see how far we can go, or they're watching to see if we fail.
Yeah.
And so I try to carry myself different today.
Yeah.
Like the man I am today is not the man I was 3 years ago when I went in. And
same for me.
Today I'm a real father. Today I'm a real husband. Today I'm a productive member of my, community. 3 years ago they told me I was a danger to my community.
Yeah.
And then today, like I work with the homeless today, which is a blessing.
I'll say it. You are being like, you don't want to give yourself the credit you deserve today. You guys are leaders. You are examples. You guys are inspiration to others.
I'm trying.
I told Jessica, 3 or 4 months ago that I wasn't going to quit until I made a difference.
Yeah.
And I know it's like I don't want people to feel like I'm out here bragging, or because
no,
it's all God. you know,
Absolutely.
and I
Brag
just
though.
want
Give
people to
yourself the credit. You guys deserve it.
I just
You
want
guys
people
are
to
really
realize that there is something possible, and if I could do it, especially all these people, like David will tell you, he knows where I come from,
Yeah.
and
Both Davids.
yeah, and most of the people that joined your group that are my friends have been there with me and seen me at my lowest.
And me too, you know. But like,
You held it together a little better than me.
yeah,
I was a little wild, but
like
nobody ever cared. You know, none of my family ever cared that I was out there doing what I was doing. You know, if
that was normal to
if my
them
family
too.
members were gaining from me out there trafficking dope, then it's like a lot of them didn't want to see me get clean. And then I had one tell me here recently, a cousin told me that he was mad at me for leaving them behind. And it's like, man, you could be right here with me.
Yeah,
And I can understand
absolutely.
it because I did targeting. Like he had a little bit of money and I knew he had an addictive personality and I stewed on it for quite a while and I called and it just reminded me that some amends are real close that you kind of look over.
Yeah.
And I had looked over my whole family, you know, because I took advantage of my whole family. If they did the slightest bit of drugs, I'm trying to get them to buy every bit.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. I think we all did that, or I did. I know like people I had a good friend and I won't use her name, but she did just a little bit of pills and stuff and but I got on the heroin and she I knew, her like she had a nice car and she could drive because
Yeah,
I lived up in like southeastern Ohio. We was about 45 minutes from the city, which is where I had to go. So like I always had to have a ride and you always want a nice car so that but yeah, I did the same thing. I targeted her and I
Yeah.
yeah.
fed it to her, and then got her hooked and I mean and that's
And
yeah.
Part of
it's
it. It is.
everything I did. Like I would try to make people feel like I was their friend and I was doing it for them. But to be completely honest, everything I did had an underlining. eh, There was something in it
An
for me, or
ulterior
I wouldn't have
motive.
been doing it.
Yeah.
Whether it was giving somebody something while they were sick, so that I knew they would come see me on payday, or just whatever,
He was very good at slinging dope. I mean, he really was.
Uh, that was my career. Like I made a job out of it. I guess you could call it. I guess they told me I was a career criminal at one time,
Yeah.
and but yeah,
But thank God that he says in Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. And that's exactly what he's done. And like I said, he's no respecter of persons. He can, if whatever he's done for us, he can do for anybody else out there, you
and
know.
Right.
anybody could reach out to us too. Reach out to us through your group, or I mean, I
Ab-
don't care to put my number out
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
social media. If anybody needs help, I can get you.
You
I
have
can get you into
nothing to be
treatment
ashamed of.
facilities. I'm the plug on treatment now.
Yeah. Very true.
Absolutely. And that's
Very,
what I want this group to be about. I want us to be able to come here and share our honest thoughts, feelings. If we're struggling, put it out there in the group. Somebody will see it. I know somebody, I don't want to throw her under the bus, had posted a comment in our welcome message earlier where she was struggling a little bit. And I directed her to some, because I am not certified, yet or whatever. So I directed her to somebody that was, that could help. I
yeah.
mean, and that's what reach out. Doug, Jessica, Deborah Bloomfield, any of them people are amazing. Just, they will help you. If anybody, I don't want anybody to struggle. I want that to be what this is, to come here to find resources and to find
Yes.
community and, because that's what we need. Ultimately, I feel that's where I was struggling. I've been clean for quite some time and I was struggling mentally. I was depressed, and I
And
have a beautiful
Yeah.
family. We own our home. Like I have nothing to be depressed about, but I just was because I felt like I
and
was nothing or some
Yeah.
I don't know. So like
I'd like
I
to.
want people to know that you're not nothing. Your experiences are valid.
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
Yes, you are worth it, 100%. And most of us never thought we were worth it, but that is another big thing that I want people to know that yes, even you are worth it. You deserve it. You deserve a shot at happiness. There is a happier life out there waiting for you. I mean, and
I'd like to mention too that one thing that's not mentioned when you go to these AA, NA meetings and you're in recovery is it's lonely. At first, it is lonely. In a room full of people, you are lonely. And but I'd like to say, you've just got to keep pushing forward because every day it gets a little better. You know, some days are worse than others. I've been blessed to where I don't really have triggers, but I know other people do. And all I can say is pray and talk to God about it because I feel God took that from me.
He did.
And that's the only way that I would succeed because I'm weak.
I had went and started the MAT program. I know it's a very crazy subject. Everybody's got their own opinion of it, but
whatever it takes.
It's whatever it takes for you
sure.
personally to get clean and stay clean. As long as you're not out there sticking a needle in your arm, overdosing and stuff like that. You do what it takes for you, and don't worry about what anybody else says. Because it's not their recovery, it's your recovery. And I was trying to come off of the Suboxone that I was prescribed, and God bless, that's one of the hardest things a person can do is quit cold turkey. And I was just in a very, very dark place at that point in time, and I was in bed 24/7, with all the symptoms, and
and
yeah, and it was the most miserable thing ever. But when I was in bed and I could just feel the darkness surrounding me. I could literally feel it, and if I died, I didn't care, which I hadn't cared, I wouldn't have been mad about it for a lot of years, as a lot of us do. But, and I feel like God told me, get up out of this bed and go to that church and throw yourself into every single thing that they offer, or else you're just going to lay here and die. That's what I did. And once we started doing that, slowly things started getting better and better, for both of us, our whole family like that. I always had that emptiness in my chest. It felt, it was so, I had such a void in my heart, in my chest, that for most of my life, it physically hurt. It would physically hurt. You can have actual physical symptoms from depression and things, And I got saved, baptized at 9 years old. My brother was 11 when he got saved. And I remember by my 10th birthday, sitting around the table, everybody was singing happy birthday to me, and I was sitting there wishing I was dead. I went from feeling so great. And so because I just got baptized, the feeling that came over me was just amazing. But then by my very next birthday, I was suffering from depression so bad that at 10 years old, I was wishing I was dead. And it continued like that for all the way up until about 2 years ago, a year ago, really. So, I mean, it's to go from such a dark place at such a young age to, I'm going to cry, where we're at today. It's just the most craziest.
Could have never convinced us years ago.
No, and that's, and that's why I can't give enough credit to God in our church because, I mean, really, it's black and white, I mean.
It is work, but it ain't.
Yeah,
it ain't as hard as it ain't as hard as you would think.
Yeah, that's not all I did. I mean, like I started seeing a therapist and started talking about because our pastor's also a therapist, but I started, because I know these things are necessary. You do have to put in the work, but it definitely got a lot brighter and a lot easier this past year. I mean, you just got to hang in there no matter what. And you know that if you're, I don't know what I'm trying to say really, but I mean, we know that our marriage and our family and
it's in God's hands now.
It's but we've always known that this marriage and our family is what we wanted, and what was right for us. So it causes you to really put up that fight that you have to put up. I mean,
you guys fought hard for a long time too. I want to say, I don't know if we've said so far on here how long you guys have been together, but it's like 14 years, right?
Yeah, 14 years together, and we'll be married 13 years in October.
Well,
which is also the same age as our oldest son. So we had him very quickly. I think 3 months into our relationship, I found out I was pregnant, and
And I thought I couldn't have kids.
yeah, we both thought he couldn't have kids because he was what 32, 3 years old when we for the first time he had a child. So we were both convinced it didn't matter; he couldn't have kids anyway. But God said, "Yeah,
God knows. God knows
you
what
need
he's doing.
kids."
It wasn't time. It wasn't time
Right.
yet.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's it exactly. And that's been another thing that we've always felt so strongly about. Like, I mean, it had to be uh, right, a match made in heaven. It had to be our because he didn't have kids with nobody else for all those years, and it
Just
wasn't for lack of trying. So,
just for me.
Absolutely
oh,
meant to
yeah,
be.
hey,
I mean, you guys, and I know that we talked a little bit yesterday about Doug. You said like how it feels to have that. You'll see like cops stop you at the gas station
oh,
now and be like that they have arrested you so many, how many
yeah,
times, and now they're congratulating you and wanting to work with you. And,
yeah,
I mean, I just
I actually got to go to a police training not long ago in Moorhead and talk to I'm going to say 60 or 70 cops about addiction and recovery,
and what they can do
and
to help.
there was several of them that I knew personally and knew me personally.
They
And
never knew my name until I married Doug Conrad. I'll tell you
but
that.
I'll tell you, I also, like once I got out and got to doing better, I contacted the local sheriff's department and
Mhm.
I apologized to them, and
wow.
they are, I'll give a shout out to Tim Smith too, the Fleming County
Yeah,
Sheriff. Like
yeah,
he's trying to do things different. And, since I've started doing the right thing, I've gotten nothing but the utmost respect
yeah,
from the local police department.
mhm,
And,
Absolutely. A
and
lot of them really do just want to help. Like I know we think like
yeah,
when we're in our addiction and they arrest us and we're like they're assholes. But
yeah,
yeah,
really we're the assholes. We're the ones out here doing what
right,
we're not supposed to be
I,
doing. God knows what we're getting arrested for.
I
yeah,
will say it has to be so disheartening for them
yeah.
to see the same people because they know what we do.
A
They
lot of
know,
them went to school with us, even. I mean, they know us.
but to see us and know we're dying and we're killing ourselves and they think we're just dumb. But that's where they're getting this training now to where they're starting to see that it's an issue that's not going to be fixed by brute force. It's going to be fixed by some.
Carry some
I
love.
I truly believe that mental health and substance abuse
Oh,
go hand
yeah,
in hand.
absolutely.
Do you guys know
Almost.
Stephen Cooper?
Yeah, that's my brother.
So proud because he's
Uh,
watching. He says
yeah,
you guys keep him fighting.
yeah,
See, you
that's
guys
my
are such
buddy.
an inspiration. I am so happy to have you guys in my group. I'm so happy to have you guys on my show. Like in the recovery community in general, I just want to say that last week, or maybe it was the week before, we put out a post about joining the group, and it is now over 300 people. It had 30 something people in it when we put that out less than
Yeah,
2 weeks ago. Like the recovery community is unbelievably supportive. Like my husband
yeah,
can't believe because he is not, an addict at all. So like he could not believe how much support I got from people that I didn't even know.
right.
Like just it's you
Like
guys, but you guys are real, and just your love story. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a softie, but I'm just so giddy over it. Like I can't believe that you guys made it through everything. And we talked yesterday about some real struggles that you guys faced, and here you
Yeah.
guys are together. Like
Yeah, I mean, definitely, the devil didn't want us to make it, that's for sure, because he
no,
definitely tried. He pulled out all the weapons, to against us and stuff. But it's kind of weird, it to be. It's weird to say like we're an inspiration or whatever, but we gave God our yes. Whatever it is you need us and want us to do, send us, we'll do it, and that's where,
well,
where we're at now. We're doing the things that whatever it is that comes our way, somebody asks us to do, we do it because it's so important that that we help people, that we just want to help save everybody, really. I mean,
and
I'm the same way. I know, like, I have a brother and he's still in active addiction, and I want him to quit so bad. Like, and I want to make him, and you can't, but like, I want to. I just want to like tie him up and throw him in the
I
basement,
know,
or
yeah,
like
it's like
something.
that's where the Casey law come from,
it's
I
like
believe.
He's in
after I get
Ohio, or I
clean.
would Casey Law his ass so
Yeah,
fast.
Yeah,
yeah,
after I got clean, it's like I've noticed myself kind of getting frustrated because I know how easy it was. Like not necessarily easy ain't the right word,
No, at all.
but like that's my one regret that I didn't do this so long ago.
Yeah.
And then it's like I see the people that I grew up with still out there like that, and I'm like, man, you can do it too. And they're like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
And like the recovery community, like I know you were talking about needing 100 followers for this, and I just happened to get on there and look, and you're at 100 right now.
Yeah.
Oh, am I good? Well,
Yeah.
next week we can stream to the page. What it is the comments. Like I can only see it just as Facebook
Yeah.
user when I'm on to my profile, and I don't know. I just get full access on the page. So
Yeah.
but that's amazing. See, like it, and that was
Yeah.
just this morning. That was, I mean, hours ago. Like
Yeah.
It's
we have
that's one thing I've
question.
noticed about the recovery community. I'm sorry,
No, you go ahead.
but you know, they pick each other up, and
Yeah. Absolutely.
we help each other out, and people see you're trying to do something good too, so everybody's going to get behind you.
Right.
And that's what I love about it. Like it's we're all in it together, and I think most people want to help other people get the same thing they've got.
Yeah, because
We've struggled and we've hurt for way too long.
it's an amazing
Absolutely.
place to be. Yeah. I mean,
And that's why I said, like, I want this to be just a space, and I want everybody to support it here. I know we talked earlier about like whatever works for everybody, like whatever recovery pathway people take. I don't care if you guys use Matt. I know we talked a little bit last week about marijuana maintenance. About I have recently been in contact with somebody. They practice something called recovery dharma. It's like secular Buddhism. I'm learning about it still, but like whatever works for you. Like if you
smart recovery,
smart recovery. So many and whatever and combine them together, guy. Whatever works for you. Like literally, you'll figure something out. Like if you want it, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We have a question though from the audience that I think is going to be really cute. Is what is your favorite thing about each other?
Oh gosh, everything. I love him. He's perfect. I love him so much.
I don't know about all that.
This is that. I'm like butterflies in my stomach for you guys. Like
I don't know. I don't give her enough credit sometimes. I know, and that's part of my flaws. But she stuck through this by me when there's times she shouldn't have. There's times that she should have gave up and walked away, and there's times that. But
no.
What was the question?
What's your favorite thing about each other?
But yeah, that would probably be it. That she and I think I said it earlier. She saw a version of me that I even now. Like our minds are our own worst enemy, and I still fight that feeling of not being enough and not being good enough, and I've lost friends recently because they felt the same way, and they didn't want to be here, and excuse me, but yeah, she's always there for me, and that's something that I've never had.
Yeah, undying loyalty, and I mean, that was my like favorite thing about your guys' story is just that like. I don't know, like you guys just didn't quit, even when like everything was telling you to, everything in the world was saying, give it up, let it go. And I was telling my husband after we talked yesterday a little bit about how like when you go to like a treatment, that is like they tell you like let go of your relationships, and like they pretty much say leave whoever you're with it, and I know why they do, and it's necessary for a lot of people, but like the fact that you guys just knew and you were like, no, I'm not doing that. Like,
absolutely not.
I know you said like game on, like no way. Like, I'm tired of being a statistic. Like those were your guys' quotes. Like,
and it might not make sense, but I'd invested a lot of emotion and a lot of I can't say the word
vulnerability
that I never shared with anyone else. And it's like
he's such a strong person,
and it's like I don't know. I just like you a little bit, I guess.
I know you said like you've been sharing your testimony at other places and just really like I just am inspired by the way that you guys are just really, really like going beyond your own recovery and your own self-maintenance and really trying to help people. I know we talked about, like you said, you work with the homeless, and that's like as deep in as you can get. Like you can't go any deeper as far as help the people that need it. And that's just amazing. And it's amazing that you guys strive for that. Like it's not required. It's not court ordered. It's not, something somebody's making you do. It's something that you want to do, that you get to do. You said, like,
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
absolutely.
amazing.
Yeah, and it's not, anybody, even if you don't suffer from addiction, depression, and things are
Right.
such big hurdles. You've got to just reach out and get help. It's hard, I know, to go and talk to a therapist or anybody. That was one of the very hardest things I've ever had to do. Doug was always real good about, let's talk about our problems, stuff like that, but not me. I can't. I
Mhm.
close up
Yep.
and close off. But it is such a freeing thing to do, to be able to go and talk to a professional that can help guide you, and let you know that you are not crazy. You're not alone. This happens to so many other people out there. You've definitely, your mental health matters absolutely 100%. You get yourself right, and no matter what it takes, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You got to do you. You have to worry about you. That's another reason I think you guys are so incredible, because I said I had a hard enough time pulling my own self out of addiction. Like, there is no way I could have brought somebody with, I had my oldest daughter at the very end,
Yeah.
and that was hard
Yeah.
enough to,
I don't know. I feel
It,
like it's been helpful.
yeah.
He's been my
It's
peer
definitely
support this whole time.
helped to to have somebody to lean on through it all, and
Talk to you.
where we're like, she's gonna love that I say this,
Oh gosh,
earmuffs.
you can't. You.
but but it's like we know each other so well. It's like sometimes we don't even have to say words. We know what each
Yeah,
other's thinking,
absolutely. Yeah, you can guarantee if one's thinking it, the other one is
if
too.
I'm feeling a certain kind of way, she knows it, and the same with me.
Yeah.
So it's been helpful in that way.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
I'm gonna have to go for it.
it also makes it hard, like you said too, though, because like you got to give each other grace, to because his path and my path, though they are a lot alike, there's still a lot of difference. He's been able to learn things, that I'm still learning. I learn a lot from watching him,
And
and it's easy to get aggravated with each other because you're not in the same place exactly that they are.
it's a
Right, and
lot.
that's what I think would be so hard, is because we're never going to be in the same place, but somehow you
Right.
guys make it work. And I am so inspired by that. And
But it's
Steven
like,
says that you guys go above and beyond no matter how you're feeling, that you always want to help others. And that's
Love you
like, that's
too.
that's why I was so excited to have you guys on here. And the more that we talked yesterday, like, the more excited I got. When we hung up the phone, I called my husband on the way home, and I was just like so giddy about your guys' testimony, about your story. Your journey
thank
is amazing. And
Thank
I mean,
you.
and I've had a pretty crazy journey, and you guys just are killing it,
Yeah.
thriving.
I don't even know how. We're just out here doing what, you know what I mean? Like the next thing, the next right thing, and whatever
it's
we feel
just
led to do.
being unselfish is something new for me, and I try to be as unselfish as I can. Like our big thing that we've been talking about at work is self care and doing things for yourself, and it's like I have a hard time with that right now because I feel guilty if I do something for myself, and I
And
know that's
I
not
definitely
right.
remember that. Yeah.
But another thing with us being in recovery together, it's like if I decided I want to go out here and get high today, like I know she's going to know. I
Yeah.
might be able to hide it
Right.
from the rest of the world, but she's going to wonder where I've been and what I've been doing.
And I have to be able to say, you know what, you go to treatment, and if you don't go to treatment, then you have
And
to
I
leave because
and today I've
oh
built such a life.
yeah,
Like
that's a big
if I
deal.
relapse, then I'm losing everything that I've built, and I'm not willing to do that today.
And I know that if I did tell him he had to leave, like he would go get help and come back. Like he would
I
never
was
leave.
gonna say, I don't know how personal you guys want to get, but I that actually happened before, right? And I think,
With us, no.
oh
Um,
no,
no, when I got out of jail, she was still using.
Yeah, I had put an
oh,
ultimatum on myself that
Well,
the
and
day
I
he
did,
gets out, that I was going to quit because I just
and I
oh,
did,
continued on like
yes,
what, like
and
nothing
I
ever
did
happened.
tell you, like if you weren't willing to quit,
Yeah,
that I was going to walk away.
right.
And
Yeah,
she
so I
asked
guess you're right. We
she
did.
asked for me to give her a chance to get clean, and she went from that day forward, and
Yeah, never
Just
Started
cold
the mat
turkey, you
cocaine.
said, right? Or you went to the mat and then you went cold turkey off mat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Suboxone and methadone and stuff are the hardest detox I've
Well,
ever went through.
Yeah. Right.
And to be completely
It's a
honest,
good
like
starting point, but I feel like me personally, I could, in order to grow as a person more and to continue to get to the happiness that I wanted for myself and us, I had to get off the Suboxone as well.
and it's like every time we ask them to wean you down, they would try to up her
It
and
was,
say she wasn't ready.
and
that's being completely
it was
honest.
still holding me back. So
absolutely. We know what works for us. Like once you get in recovery and you get clean, you know what you can do. Like, even situations you can put yourself in. Like, don't test yourself, man. If you are uncomfortable in the least bit, don't put yourself in that situation. Like,
right. Doug has to go use the bathroom. Sorry.
it's okay. We're actually we're almost finished. I was just gonna say, thank you guys so much for being here today. I really I know I'm super excited about your story. You guys are just amazing, inspiring all around.
And we're willing to do this again anytime.
Oh,
you
yeah,
want us to.
absolutely.
What I was going to say, you're welcome back anytime. I'm thrilled to have you. Anything that's ever, on your heart to share. I know, Doug, you are you're working on a big project that we really can't talk about a lot, but I'm really excited just to know about it. So hopefully soon we can share some about that.
And I will say, like we don't know you that well, but I'm very proud of what you're trying to do right here.
It's a good thing.
It means a lot.
Yeah, and it's yeah.
I'm grateful for your help, and I hope that we can get to know each other. But I'm really hoping to make it to Moorhead on the 13th, and hopefully we can get to know each other then.
Yes, everybody come see us on the 13th at what's it called?
Hope and Hustle.
Yeah, Hope and Hustle.
Yeah.
Hope and Hustle.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
that's where in the Pathways parking lot in Moorhead.
Pathways parking lot. Yeah.
Absolutely. And for everybody watching, please join our Facebook group, follow our Facebook page. I'm on other social media. Those profiles are still being worked on. It's a lot. I'm doing it all by myself, but please check us out.
You're doing great.
Join us. Yeah. All right, guys, everybody. Thank you. Thank you guys again.
Love each other.
I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year, yeah. I really feel it's my time, think it's my been ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem been better. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed in heaven, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead.
Think go good?
Yeah.